What's going on, internet land? It's your boy Ced coming to you live here from my home here in Tampa with a late night said chronicle video. Just finished a crazy launch. Been on some back-to-back calls. And I wanted to pop in here on this late night video because I was just having a conversation with someone on a three-way call, and he asked me a specific question that I think that is so paramount to so many people inside of direct selling, inside of network marketing, inside of entrepreneurship as a whole. And it's the number one reason that most people will never make 6 and or 7 figures as an entrepreneur. The number one reason. Now, I want to put this into perspective on why this video is so important. If you were to ask the average person, especially in direct selling, how much money would they want to make? The average person will say 10 grand a month. It's like, for some reason, the $10,000 a month number is like the perfect number. 9 out of 10 people that say that they want to make 10 grand a month have never made 10 grand a month ever in their life. But they join direct selling or want to become an entrepreneur for the first time, and the magic number is 10 grand. And the optimism is great. However, along the way, a lot of people fail to realize what it takes, and they fail to realize the stumbling blocks that happen along the way. So let's talk real quick about the stumbling blocks, but I want to ask you all a question before I even give you the answer. I want to look down here really quickly. Quite a few of you are popping on. I appreciate it. So let me ask you, what do you think? What do you think is the number one reason? What do you think is the number one reason why most entrepreneurs will never make 6 or 7 figures? What do you think is the number one reason? The number one reason why most entrepreneurs will never make 6 or 7 figures. Once you got this figured out and you have this dialed in, and if you have a team and you teach this to your team, magical things will happen. Magical things will happen. So what do you think? What do you think is the answer? Help me out. Lack of discipline, that's a good one. Not quite though, but thank you though. Alfonso said they quit. That's a good one. Not quite though. Chris says no faith in themselves. That's a good one. Not quite. It's a good one though. Lack of commitment. That's a good one. Beef. Good one, beef. Not quite. Bruce, lack of consistency. Good one. Not quite. Kevin, mindset. Not quite. Good one though. Don't want to step out their comfort zone. Good one. Not quite. Monique, scared to jump out. So it's okay to hear somebody say no. You're absolutely right. Good response. Not it though. Lack of belief. Good one. Thank you, Donna. Not quite it though. Not quite it. I got some good answers. This is good for the people that are looking at this. I hope you're paying attention to this, because if you have not made 6 figures, or if you have not made 7 figures, and that's one of your goals, pay attention to the responses that you're seeing here. No faith. That's a good one. Not quite. What's up, Rockstar? I see you. Not quite. That's a good one, though. Cecilia says lack of insight and instinct. Good one. Brenda, insecurity. Close. Good one. Q, fear of rejection. Good one. Christina, they can't afford it. Consistency. Lack of leadership. Lack of personal development. Really good responses. I appreciate all of you. Let's go ahead and give you the real reason. The number one reason, somebody said it. Hold on, I think somebody was real close. Let me see. I thought somebody said it. A couple of people were close, not quite though. Here's the deal. The number one reason why most people will never make 6 or 7 figures as an entrepreneur is because they're attached to what people think of them. Their attachment to what people think of them. The number one reason why most people will never make 6 or 7 figures as an entrepreneur, especially in direct sales and network marketing, is the attachment of what people think of them, which is very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. It's worse now because of social media. You know, Gary Vaynerchuk he did a video not too long ago that I recently saw that I thought it was epic. And the reason why I thought it was so epic, because he was hitting some nails on the head. He was talking about, you know, he was having entrepreneurs come up to him all the time saying, and he used a woman for an example at a conference. He's at a conference and he said a woman came up to him and was like, I really, really like health and wellness. You know, I love health and wellness. I want to promote and make money in health and wellness. But when I post something about health and wellness, I get 4,000 or 5,000 likes. But then if I post my body, I get 15 or 20,000 likes. And he says, oh, well, okay. So you're addicted to the likes. You're addicted to the likes. You like talking about health and wellness. You're passionate about health and wellness. But because you get 4 to 5 times the likes on your body, you need that attention. Oh, interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a very, very crazy world right now. And we live in this world that we are so concerned about what everybody thinks of us. And we allow people to penetrate. We allow people to penetrate our own thinking because they take their thinking and try to put their thinking onto us to take over our brains. You got to stop that. You got to stop that. You've got to learn that, first of all, silence is very important in your life in numerous different ways. That's number one. You got to learn to silence noise. Unnecessary noise that you know that you don't need or that is not good for your health, whether it's regular health or mental health or mind health, entrepreneurial health. You have to learn to quiet that noise and drown it out and get rid of the noise. That's number one. Number two, Gary said something that I thought that was profound, and I hope you guys get it tonight. He said, you're so concerned about what everybody thinks about you. Do you realize that when you die, there's going to be on average about 10 people that are going to cry at your funeral? Oh, man. If that don't hit home with some of y'all, I don't know what to tell you. He said, you're so concerned about what people think. You're so concerned about what people think that when you die, on average, about 10 people are going to cry at your funeral. On average, at the average funeral, 10 people cry. 10 people cry. Think about it. I mean, we just lost our man Nipsey Hussle 2 months ago, right? 2-3 months ago. Nobody's talking about Nipsey anymore. Lord rest his soul. But people have forgot about him already. Think about that. Think about all the people that you forgot about that have passed. You don't think about them on a day-to-day basis anymore. You thought about them for 2 days, for 3 days, for 4 days. You mourn, and then you didn't think about them anymore. Do you realize how many people will do that to you? How many people are going to do that when that happens to you? And you are concerned about what people think. The more you are concerned about what people think, the more you will be in the same boat that they are. We are all being judged by people who don't have half of their shit together, and we're being judged by them. They don't have half of their own shit together, and we're being judged by them. And you take that judgment and you let that judgment penetrate what you're doing. You let that judgment slow you down because of their perception of what you might be doing. Whether you opened up a Starbucks, or whether you joined a network marketing business, or you selling digital products, or if you selling skincare, or if you selling chocolate chip cookies. 1 or 2 people tell you that you're crazy. 2 or 3 people tell you that it don't work. You put up a post on Facebook, it doesn't get as much engagement as you wanted to get. You delete the post, or you go to your own fake accounts and start liking the post like you freaking Kevin Durant or something, and you're liking your own post and commenting on your own post on your fake accounts just to make yourself feel good, so you can boost your algorithm up so other people can think that you're doing more than what you're really doing. Ladies and gentlemen, stop being concerned and attaching yourself to what other people think. This world has screwed us up with this. Has screwed us up with this so bad. It's scary. It is scary. The Instagrams and the Facebooks and all these different things that we have to do, you quote unquote think that you have to do to get in front of people or to gain approval. And a like right now is so important in people's lives. A like, just a like is so important in people's eyes right now. It's crazy. It's crazy how much a like affects people's life. A like. Think about it. A like. Just the thought of that is scary. A like. How many likes are affecting people's lives right now? Crazy. Crazy. I want you to sit back and I want you to think about some times that you changed your outfit because you thought that somebody was going to say something about it. I want you to think about some times that you went to the mall and you were like, you know what? I like these shoes, but other people are going to look at them funny. So I'm not going to buy them. You looked in your closet and you said, you know, that purse goes good with this outfit, but I need a new one so I can feel better so other people can see a new purse. You know, I don't like my hair. I want to change my hair so other people can approve of my hair. I don't like my house, so I'm going to buy another one, or I'm going to move so other people can approve of my house. I don't like my car. I'm going to put myself into more debt and get a newer car so other people can approve of my newer car to make me feel better about myself. And you said that you want to make 6 figures or 7 figures. Do you realize that you're going to have to create alligator skin if you want to make 7 figures? People throw around $1 million number as if it's something so easy. It blows my mind. Oh my goodness, I want to make $1 million. Okay, all right. Okay, yeah, it's that easy. If it was that easy, everybody would be doing it. Everybody would be doing it if it's that easy. It's not that easy. You're going to have to create some alligator skin. And that alligator skin is going to have to develop over time. It's going to have to develop over time. And you're going to have to learn to release attachment from what people think, say, or whatever. Because see, what we end up doing is that we take a story that has been created by somebody else, and we take that story and we make that story our reality, when their story isn't even your reality. Do you get that? That went over some of y'all's heads. We take other people's stories about us and we make them our realities. And we live inside of that reality when that wasn't even the reality. Why are you borrowing somebody else's story about you and living inside of that story instead of living inside of the reality? I told y'all, some of y'all weren't ready for this. This is late night freaking said 12 o'clock in the morning chronicles right now. This is some real spit. This is some real spit right now. I'm loving these late nights like right now. These late nights are really cool on Facebook. So many of y'all join us, or it's awesome. On the same token, it's something about getting a message out to you that can help you, that can really help you and not be scared. So here's an example. I would say 30%. I mean, I'm gonna help some of y'all out. Excuse the visual, but I'm gonna use this example for those of y'all that are constantly afraid of what people think about you. Okay, I'm gonna selfie face myself in front of you, and if you don't know what selfie facing is, go look it up. I'm gonna selfie face myself right in front of you. I would say about 30% of the videos that I've ever done on Facebook, I don't have anything on but a shirt. That's it. I just got a shirt on. Now, today I got on some jeans as I do this Facebook Live. 30% of the videos that you look at, I ain't got no pants on. I'm butt ass naked with a shirt on. Excuse the visual. Now, I'm not super butt naked, you know. I'm gonna have some boxers on. Now, why do I paint that visual? And some of y'all are like, say, we really didn't need to see that. Okay, that's cool, I get it. But why did I paint that visual? I only painted that visual because I don't care. I don't care what somebody might think that I even said that. Oh my goodness, he does what? Oh my goodness. Like, okay, there's a bunch of people that are looking at this live, and there's gonna be a bunch of people that are gonna look at the recording. I don't care. I don't care. If somebody don't like it, that's on them. Like, they get to choose whether or not they want to look at my Facebook Live or not. You can't force anybody to look at your Facebook Live, right? Right? Some of your biggest haters look at your Facebook Live just to see if you're talking about them. Hi, haters. I know a couple of y'all on here. I love you. I appreciate your support. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, you got to understand. You got to understand people are going to say stuff no matter what. No matter what. It's okay. It's okay. The more you keep attaching how you feel about things with someone else's thought process or someone else's opinions, you're going to be 60 years old, 70 years old, 80 years old on your dying bed, thinking about all the things that you could have did in life that you didn't do. And the biggest reason why you didn't do those things in life is because you were attached to what people were going to say or what people were going to think. There's nothing like a free spirit. I saw my girl Curtis on here. Curtis, what's up, Curtis? All right, so Curtis is one of the biggest free spirits that I know. So Curtis was just in Maryland not too long ago, right? And Curtis was at a big event in Maryland. And Curtis had on blue lipstick and a head wrap and maybe, I think it was like an African dashiki, right? Totally different from everybody. Beads on, pearl, totally different from everybody there. You think she cared? No. Got tattoos? You think she cares? No. Totally being herself. And being herself allows other people around her to be themselves. See, when you're not yourself, a lot of the people that are around you, they're not themselves either. You just didn't know it. Ooh, scary stuff. Let me repeat that for those of y'all in the nosebleed seats. When you're not yourself, when you're not your normal self around other people, typically those people are not their normal selves either around you. So there's a bunch of fake people being fake around each other. Versus when you are your authentic self, you attract more authentic people because you show them that you can be comfortable in your own body. So they now choose to be comfortable in their own body. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? But most people don't get it. Most people don't get it. You've got 4 months left in the entire decade of 2019. You got 4 months left in the entire decade. The decade is going to be over in a couple of months. The decade. And you still worry about what people think? Now, there's people looking at this Facebook Live right now that are like, say it, I ain't worried about what people think. But then you shut off the Facebook Live. And when it's time for you to go somewhere, it takes you 3.5 hours to get ready. Why is it taking you so long to get ready? You're worried about what people think. Stop fronting. You're driving a car that you really can't afford. Say it, I'm not worried about what people think. You're driving a car that you really can't afford. Why do you have that again? Oh, you ain't worried about what nobody thinks? Oh, okay. Stop lying to yourself. Stop. You live in somewhere that you really can't afford. But you like the perception of telling people, this is where I live. I live XYZ. Great. You really can't afford it though. But you ain't concerned about what people think about you. Okay. You needed an $800 belt on some jeans that were $35. But you ain't concerned about what people think about you. Okay. This is the world that we live in. See, when you really start to not get concerned about what people think, you just like ignore. You look at them and laugh and like, okay. Or you don't even respond because it's like, why do you give it a response when you know it isn't true? This is something that I had to deal with myself. It took a lot of training. A lot of training. I appreciate the person that helped me with the training indirectly. Took a lot of training. But sometimes you've got to learn that noise can affect you in so many different ways. And you keep worrying about what people say and what people think, and it will bring you down. It will bring you down so much. It's scary. People that are hurt want to see other people hurt. If you're doing good and somebody else not doing good, a lot of people don't like that. Instead of all of us supporting each other no matter what we're doing. But we live in this judgmental world that we were all taught not to judge a book by its cover, but the first thing we do is judge a book by its cover. We're all taught to judge. No, I would judge a book by its cover. What's the first thing that we do as humans? We scan people. We assume. We assume based on a shirt, based on some pants, based on some shoes, based on a haircut, based on cleanliness. We assume. And we judge. from that point. Scary stuff. You know, I know a lot of people that are worth a lot of money, and there's people that will look at them and say they're basic. This person is basic, not realizing that person has $10 million. Maybe they don't care about what you care about. Have you ever thought about that? I know a lot of people in Florida that there's a lot of people that will consider them basic. They would consider them basic. If they see their car, they would consider them basic. If they see what they dress like, they would consider them basic. Until they pull up at their 15,000 square foot house with a yacht in the backyard. Now they ain't basic no more. Maybe they just didn't spend their money on what you spend your money on. How about that? Maybe they've already been through that phase already. Maybe they're beyond that because they don't care what people think. So I got a friend of mine, right, that's been in network marketing for a couple of decades. And last year they were doing the $1 Million Hall of Fame at the GoPro event. And of the people that were on the stage, from who I saw there, and I could be wrong. I don't think I am. But from who I saw there, he was worth more money than everybody from who I saw on the stage. Now, I might be wrong, but I don't think so. But he was worth more money than everybody on the stage. And he was the one that didn't look like it. He was the one that didn't have on the $1,000 shoes. He was the one that didn't have on a $5,000 custom jacket. He was the one that didn't have on the $50,000 watch. He was the one that didn't have those things on. He was the one that did things very simple, because maybe there's just certain things that don't attract him, that he doesn't care about. Something to think about, right? But some people will look at that person and say, this person's basic. If he cared what people thought, he would have had to put on a $5,000 custom jacket. He would have had to go buy a $100,000 watch just because. But he don't care. I got a friend of mine that lives in West Palm Beach that has a Grand Cherokee. He's a Grand Cherokee with about 300,000 miles on it. And he literally just bought another car like 2 years ago, right? He had this Grand Cherokee since the time that I knew him, from 2007. 2-3 years ago, he just bought another car. I think it's like 4 years ago. So it's 2019. 2015, he bought a car. So from 2007 up until 2015, it was 8 years, that Grand Cherokee, 300,000 miles. And I said, Mike, what's the purpose? Why are you buying another car? He was like, there's nothing wrong with this one. It runs fine. Now, when people see the car, they might have thought that he was basic. He don't have any money because we scan. But because he's not concerned about what people think, he didn't put his money in the car. But when he pulls up at his house, you realize that he's okay. You can see investments of, okay, he didn't put it in the car. Why do I bring all this up? Because if someone like that is concerned about what people think, they're forced to go buy another car just to impress people that they don't even like. Don't get caught up in this crazy world of trying to prove certain things to people, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get caught up in this crazy world of you sitting back being totally concerned and locked in to how someone feels about you or what they say about you. They are a human being. They put their pants on one leg at a time, just like you do. And unfortunately, we live in this crazy judgmental world where none of us, including myself, including you, including everybody looking at this Facebook Live, none of us have any right to judge anybody. None of us. Now, we all do it because we're imperfect. All of us do it. 100% of us do it, but none of us have a right. Do you get it? Did you get that? We all do it, but none of us have a right. Who are you to judge someone else? Who am I to judge someone else? You don't know everything about that person. And even if you did know everything about that person, who are you to judge? Are you God now? Are you someone that can sit above somebody and judge who they are and what they do? Because that's who we become when we become these judgmental characters, that we are constantly judging people This person is doing this. This person is doing that. Blah blah. Like you're constantly saying this about person after person after person after person after person. That person is literally like trying to be God, and that ain't cool, because now it's a judgmental conversation every time you talk to somebody. Scary stuff. So as I close out this Facebook Live, I want y'all to think about some things as I close out this Facebook Live. The only thing that's going to make you happy is you being happy with yourself. The only thing that's going to make you happy is you being happy with yourself. So you better start doing things that make you happy, things that make you smile, not being concerned about what makes everybody else smile, but what makes you smile. Because when you leave this earth, you're leaving alone. You're not taking someone with you unless you plan on doing a murder-suicide. And if you plan on doing a murder-suicide, please pop off of my dog on Facebook Live and go take some Advil or something and chill out. Truth of the matter is, all of us have a purpose. All of us. Start walking inside of that purpose, and the more you walk inside of that purpose, the more you could care less about what people say. And the more you start to care less about what people say, the more you're going to notice, that you don't notice that people are talking about you. The more you don't notice it. I was doing my live presentation tonight, hundreds of people on here, right? And I go to mute it out, and some kind of way there was somebody that was on there that was trying to heckle it, right? And it was funny to me because, see, if this was 10 years ago, if this was 10 years ago, I would have stopped. It was not even 10 years ago. I mean, it was a couple of years ago. I would have stopped for like 3 minutes, found out exactly who that person was, and laced them live in front of everybody. For those of y'all that have ever seen me do when Periscope was really hot, you realize like Periscope, anybody could come in on your videos on Periscope, right? And there would always be hecklers. There would be like groups of people that would just show up on people's Periscopes just to mess with them. And I would literally just stop and go in on that person for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, okay? That's what a warrior would do. If you stay in the warrior phase, you constantly got to keep addressing stuff. When you get into a statesman stage, it's like, why am I giving that person attention? So I gave this guy attention. I think I gave him like 2 seconds a night. I said, thank you for heckling. I appreciate it. Muted it out and kept going. Why give that attention? Like, who cares? Oh, I knew somebody was going to try to play tonight anyway. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I expected it. But you know what? When people try to throw lemons, you stir that baby up and make some lemonade out of it. And you start to realize that if you're concerned about what somebody say or do, then it bothers you. But if you don't inherit that, it doesn't bother you. And what will start happening is that your brain will start to really calm down. Your brain will start to calm down. You will start to calm down. You're not going to be as wired up. And you're going to start to realize that, you know what? Man, they're just people like me. Damn, if I cut their arm, they're going to bleed blood too. If they jump off a 10-story building, they would die just like me. Okay. We all came from dust. We all going back to dust. This person is judging this person. This person is judging this person. We live in this crazy judgmental world. We live in a world full of, I need likes to feel better. You know, we live in a world full of, I need comments to feel better. We live in this world of people are going to always be talking about people. We live in this world of everybody has to know everything that we're doing all the time. This is the world that we live in. So if this is the world that we live in, understand the world that we live in and learn to navigate it in a way that makes you happy. Because if life is chess, not checkers, why are you still playing checkers? Why are you 45, 50 years old playing checkers? Why are you 30, 35 years old playing checkers? Once you figure this game is chess, you start to move a little differently. With that being said, I'm done. I wanted to pop in here really quickly. I went about 15 minutes longer than I wanted to go. But I appreciate y'all popping on here. I got a bunch of text messages I got to respond to and some calls that I got to hop on. But I hope you guys got some value from this Facebook Live. Don't be attached to those people or what they say or what they do. Don't let people's opinions cost you 6 or 7 figures, because you're on a mission to do something. And in order for you to get to 7 figures, you're going to have to do some things that you haven't done before. If you never made 6 figures before, you're going to have to do some things that you have never done before. That means that you're going to have to get uncomfortable, and you got to stay uncomfortable for a little while in order to reach that uncomfortable goal that you set up for yourself. So along the way, there's going to be people that are going to say stuff. I've got a crazy 8-figure goal. I got to keep going. That's a goal that I have. I'm not stopping until I hit it. I'm not stopping. And even when I hit it, I'm not stopping. It's just a resting point for like 10 minutes. Then it's what's the next goal? So if you've got big goals, if you have big goals, understand there's going to be hurdles along the way with your big goals. And the bigger your goals, the bigger the devils. The bigger your goals, the bigger the devils. The bigger your goals, the more, I'm telling you, the bigger your goals, the more people try to penetrate it. That's how you know that you're on the right path. That's how you know that you're on the right path. Don't you ever, ever, ever forget that. With that being said, I got to run. God bless you all. Thank you for popping on this Facebook Live. I truly appreciate it. It's 12:30 at night. You could have been anywhere in the world. You could be looking at your automatic income reducer, AKA your television. You could be on the phone. You could be on Instagram. You could be, hell, on MySpace. I don't know, but you hung out with me for 32 minutes. You absolutely rock. I appreciate it. Thank you for the shares and likes, the emojis, and all that good stuff. And thank you for all the gazillion comments that are on here. I'll do my best to go through all of them and do my best to comment on them. With that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next Facebook Live. You already know how I'm going to end this. You've been on enough of these. You thought I was going to change? No. Go out there and make somebody smile today. You know why? Because they deserve it, and so do you. Until the next time, we catch you on the next Facebook Live. Deuces.